All right, good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, unclear, buddy.
All right, excellent. Good morning, Norm. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing well. They're really making us work for this pre-market show this week with all these gappers that we got
I was
an hour before the market
I,
opens.
I was looking at this and I'm like, oh man, you know what? We might have to start the pre-market show like at 8 o'clock or something on these days. I mean,
I'm
Jesus.
thinking, I'm thinking we might have to sign in at like 3 a.m. tomorrow if this continues.
All right, so we got quite a bit today here, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. So let's get into it. We have quite a bit here, so we're gonna go pretty fast. I'm not gonna spend too much time on the stuff from yesterday, so we have time for our regular rundown, which will be we go over the gappers list. I want to go with this for a lot of time. Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers, and then I want to get into some of the news and some of the announcements. So as you can see, quite a bit on here with some good percentages too. I'm starting to see the negative 18, negative 25, negative 43. That's always nice. And here we have Roku. Wow, 16, 15 on HUN. I'm not sure what company that is. And Semantic here with 18.8. So we seem to have a very, very good list here that we want to get into this morning. So just with yesterday, we're going to go through this really quick. Yesterday, we had our main list right over here. RYTM was very, very nice. But although it sold off, the price action was very, very light. Not a lot of volume in the sell-off. So again, you can tell here by the candles too how light this was yesterday, and also with the volume. Look at how it died down. Just didn't get the volume as we expected it. The other one was CVS. I traded CVS here on an opening range breakup. Unfortunately, got stopped out on this drop here. But it was just very choppy. The price action was very, very choppy on CVS. It finally settled in and it came towards the high. But again, it's one of those stocks that I knew from the beginning I was going to be very cautious with, because again, it tends to do this and not trade very clean. I mean, look at this mess right in here. Andrew called it lovely for a long in this area here, popped up nicely. But then it just dropped here, and then it just became really nasty right in this area. AMD, I didn't watch the price action too closely on AMD because I actually switched this one off and watched WW. But AMD here, you can tell I have an indecision candle here and a nice pop. But again, I'm not sure how the actual action was on, the actual open, how the activity was on AMD yesterday. And NEWR was amazing. This is the one I took for a short. Again, just really nice here. Does some pop here. In this area is when I got in short. And then look at this beautiful drop all the way down to 56. And then at 56, it held 56 almost for like 2 hours. I'm just holding 56, and then it became a beautiful reversal going into the close. I mean, look at this. Takes off nicely. You set your stop below 56, maybe 55.97. And I'm saying 55.97 because that was my stop when I took this as a reversal, when I took my last partial here. And I'm very proud of that trade because I suck at reversals, and this one worked out really, really nice. So NEWR was very active the entire day. NVTA was also very active, guys. But look at this drop here. Once this drop happened, I saw this happening at that time and just gave you no opportunity to go in here for a short. If you miss this entry here, it's just it left without you. And when something gets so extended like this, you don't want to go chase it. This is where you could get caught pretty bad on a pullback like it does here. So you want to be very careful when something drops like that in a matter of minutes. So again, if you look at the 1 minute, it was very aggressive. Just drop, and never gave you a nice pullback. Disney was also a little bit choppy, not as clean. You can see here it does this beautiful drop at the beginning. Then you don't get no continuation for the opening range breakdown. Then you have this consolidation happening here. Again, just not clean. Reminds me a little bit of CVS. Until later on in the day, it got a little bit better. So just a notable mention is WW. WW yesterday was amazing. A lot of us took this trade. I was not watching this one because I did not have shares for short or on this stock, so I took it off my list. But it hit our scanners. It had a lot of volume, and I think most of us got in also when Andrew called this for possible long here, and we took this beautiful pop towards the top. So again, just a beautiful trade on WW there. All right, guys, let's get into what the SPY is doing. Norm, what do we have for today?
Hey, yes, the SPY's up about 0.3% at the moment. Excuse me, got to sneeze.
Yep, go for it, man. Let's see here. So,
Sorry about that.
no worries.
SPY's up about 0.3%, pretty light on the economic data this week. Weekly jobless claims came out about 6 minutes ago. They were at 209,000 versus expected 215. That's popped the SPY just a little bit right at 8:30 Eastern. Right now, a big part of what's concerning the markets and the SPY in particular with these drops over the last few days, the bond market seems to be signaling some weakness. Not only the U.S. bond market is weak, as technically, I guess, strengthened, but it's signaling a bit of a potential downturn in the equities market. A lot of people look at bonds as the smart money area that's a better predictor of what's going to be happening down the road. Global bonds, same deal. They've weakened, or they've dropped substantially. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on the overall view of the market.
All right, excellent. All right, guys, so let's get into it with no delay into this list here. I'm going to start at the top. So let's start with Roku. So Roku this morning, it is up quite a bit. And this stock just has been so strong. Every time it sells down, it just comes back with a vengeance, man. I mean, look at this thing. Look at this pop here after a nice sell-off. Again, here, it looks like it's getting really toppy. And again, we're gapping up now at 16.4 on this bad boy. So pre-market activity looking very nice on the 5-minute. You can see here we're hitting all-time high now. It's 119 with 29 cents at the all-time high. So again, just another stock that's just very, very strong. For us CMEG users, you can see we have shorts today, and we also had shorts yesterday, which is pretty nice. So it's good to see that if you're trading with CMEG. So Roku definitely in play. We'll get into it. Norm, Roku reported anything last night?
Yeah, they reported earnings last night. They're really gapping up on some strong growth and shrinking losses. So all good news for Roku. Roku it's not astronomical. If you remember yesterday, when we traded Match, it had 40, off the top of my head, I think it was 47% short float. Roku's not that high. It's a little over 10%. It's still a pretty decent short interest. Mm-hmm. So it might influence how things go on it a little bit here.
Yeah, and funny you mentioned that. We saw that on WW yesterday. I mean, it had a very high short interest, and you saw how that reacted to that stock. Again, guys, it's just one indicator. Doesn't predict exactly what's going to happen. You have to look at the technicals and everything else going on with the stock. So let's go back over to our list here. We have HUN. HUN also up quite a bit, 14.1 this morning. Not a great pre-market activity, though. Only 11,000 shares traded so far. The pop-up is nice. The daily's a little funky too, though. Look at this daily candles, right? Not as clean as I would like to see them, as you see like a Roku or something. So it might tell me that maybe the volume is not as high. I could tell here the volume is not great neither. Look at these days. The volume is 2.3 million shares traded. Usually when you look at the bad boys that we're trading, daily they're averaging, 30 million, 40 million when they're in play. So again, not really much volume throughout the days on this one, so not sure what this is going to give us today. Any great news on this, Noam, that we should consider?
I don't know if it's great news, but they're selling a couple of their big business segments to a Thai company.
Got it. Okay. All right, so we'll keep this on here, but this might not be one that makes the cut just because it's pre-market activity and the volume is definitely not there. So this one might not stick around for us as we get closer to the open. Symantec here, SYMC. This is one that has a very nasty daily chart. Look at this daily chart here. It pops up, very nasty candles on here. We have traded this one in the past, and it has traded well. So I have to give it credit for that, even though with this nasty dailies. Today they're up 11.5, 190 shares traded so far, 190,000. At the pre-market activity is okay, but this is typical for this stock. It doesn't really have a great pre-market activity on most days that is gapping up or down. So any news on Symantec, Norm?
Yeah, Broadcom's looking to potentially buy some business unit from them for, I believe, like $10 billion. So that's what's causing this pop here.
All right, excellent. We'll keep an eye on it, guys. But again, right now, pre-market activity is not looking all that great. We have so many nice, not nice, but we have a lot of stocks here we can watch. Hopefully, we can find something that's nicer. Lyft, I don't like the way it trades, guys. Recent IPO. Today is up 223,000 shares, up 7.7. I'm sorry, the volume 223,000 at the moment. Daily chart looks actually very nice, though. It's got a very nice daily chart. You can see here the flow, how it's going up, down, hitting some good levels, making some good technical support and resistance. You can see here, support at 58, where you previously had some support and resistance as well. So that's nice. We're gapping up a bit today. Nice pre-market activity for this type of stock, so I like that. Hopefully it can give us an opportunity. What I don't like about Lyft is that it doesn't have stocks for short most often, just because of the recent IPO. That tends to happen. I guess good news for Lyft this morning.
Lyft reported earnings last night after the close. So it was a little bit wild after the close yesterday. And it looks like they're expecting their losses to be a little bit lighter as they go through the year.
Okay, excellent. So we'll keep Lyft on here to see what we can get out of that. Next, we have Chrono, CRON, up 7.9. That's nice with some good volume, 638,000 shares traded. Out of the pot stocks, this is one that trades probably the most cleanest out of all of them, right? We've seen APHA, I believe it is. We've seen that get pretty active with a lot of volume, but the trading is not clean. So CRON has some good activity this morning, good pre-market activity in here, gapping up quite a bit. Any news on these folks?
Yeah, people like marijuana.
Okay, perfect. On to the next one.
No, they reported earnings last night, and while their earnings per share, their loss was bigger than anticipated. Their growth, I think their revenue, something like tripled. So it's a growth story, and the loss was attributed to spending on growth.
All right, excellent. Next, we have our buddy AMD. So AMD's up 5.9, 1.9 million shares traded so far. Now that's what we're talking about. AMD is definitely a stock that gets a lot of volume. Look at the regular activity. They're hitting 65 million shares traded almost on a daily basis. Today they're setting up nicely with 1.9 to hit that or even break it. So this is a stock that's very active. Pre-market activity is really nice at the moment. You can see it has a nice flow to it, so this is great. And also, we're gapping up 6%. So this is a stock that dropped really nice with the, again, on its own, and also with the SPY dropping, found a base here around 28. It's been recovering a bit, and now we have a nice pop. Anything helping this pop this morning?
I'm not seeing anything that's really standing out to me on this one. It could be out there, and I just somehow have missed it. It's gotten beaten. It does have some new chips. But I don't know that was too unexpected. So it's also, we've also taken about 15 or so % off the top of what it was a few days ago. So I think it's a combination of both of those things that have given this its pop this morning.
Gotcha. All right, so we'll keep AMD on here. Could just be technicals as well, right? I mean, this thing's been dropping, found a base, and now it's popping up to these moving averages. So we'll definitely take a look at that. BP is a stock, it's a foreign stock. So this one doesn't have a great daily chart. So when we talk about nasty daily chart, this is definitely one right here. Just look how nasty this is. So on a day like today, on any day really, you don't really want to watch this one. So we'll definitely, I'll take it off now to not spend any time on it. Next we have KHC right on here. Is this Heinz? Okay, so Heinz is dropping 7.4 this morning. 706,000 shares traded so far. Very nasty consolidation happening here. You can see the candles just not very clean. It tries to break out, and today we have this nasty drop over to some areas where we've been at before recently back in June. We also have a nice level here at 27.42 that we can keep. So I guess some more bad news for Heinz this morning.
Yeah, they released their delayed earnings report. They've had to delay. They've had a bunch of accounting problems that they're having to go look back at and such. So that's never good news for anything.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Next, we have WMGI. So WMGI down 14.3. I don't think I ever seen this stock before. Right, medical. So they don't have a great pre-market activity. They do have some volume, 194, but the pre-market activity is really looking pretty crappy. Actually, it's from here this way. So looking pretty crappy in that area. The daily chart is okay. Looks good from here to here. Then here's just kind of got pretty nasty. Tries to break out. Hits this moving average. That's the 200 you have there, and then it's kind of can get above that. And today is gapping down quite a bit. I'm assuming we got some news on this one that's causing this. Norm? Norm might have.
Sorry, I muted for a
Oh,
sec. I
okay.
muted for a second there. I apologize. Yeah, they released earnings last night.
Okay, so the earnings got them dropping here, but again, guys, don't really like the pre-market activity, so this one might not make the cut. We'll keep it on here because I do like when stocks drop this much, right? When they drop this much, they got some decent volume. They can become a little bit active one way or the other, or not. We've seen stocks like yesterday. What was the one? I believe KM something. It was horrible. They didn't do much. So we'll see. Next we have CWH. CWH is down 27.6. That's nice. 212,000 shares traded so far. The float on this one is a lower price stock, and the float is 36.9 we have here on the share. So not a low float, on the lower side, but it is a lower price. So usually you got to be very careful with these ones. They just don't trade as well as the mid flows do and the large flows. So today they're down quite a bit. I can see the pre-market activity is so not great, but it's it's okay. Anything happening with these guys today? Camping World.
Camping World, they released earnings last night, and it looks like they're having some pretty slow RV sales. So
Okay. So again, here we have this nice drop. We'll come back to this one, guys. Let's see. Let's hope that it gets better on the pre-market. And then our last one on the gappers list right now, GDOT. GDOT down 45%. Ouch, that hurts. Down 45%. 303,000 shares traded so far. So I mean, this is a massive drop, guys. Doesn't move much, looks like. Let me check what's the ATR on this one. ATR $1.65. It's not bad. It's on average, right? On average here, $1.65 over the last 14 days would be probably around here. So again, just consolidating, not moving quite a bit, but this big drop is definitely going to cause some ruckus. Last time we had a big drop here, you can see we had some volume and it did run down. So if you're interested, go into that date there and see how the intraday traded, how it did throughout the day at the open. We can have a repetition of that today as well. Norm, what's causing this massive drop today on these guys?
they released earnings last night, and they lowered their forward guidance, so that's what's hitting them.
Oh, so again, pretty nasty stuff here. You can see pre-market action is looking great, guys. This is not bad for an IC stock. Also, the flow is 49, ATR 65, so we're looking good. I definitely like the way this is looking here, just based on this pure drop this morning. All right, folks, so let's get into the NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers, and then we'll go into Norm's list, and then we'll see what you guys have on your end. So let's get on here on AMD. So AMD at the moment we have on our list, just kind of trying to crawl up here. KHC we also have, Roku we have as well. NVEV is one that doesn't trade very well. This one we traded before in the past when it's a higher price, but at the moment it just hasn't been trading that clean. So not one that I'm looking to put on my list when I have some other great stocks on here that are trading very well in the pre-market. CRON we have TVIX Volatility Index dropping now since the SPY is pushing up a bit. NASDAQ ETFs, we have two of them here. Next we have is NAKD, penny stock, not really tradable. Another NASDAQ ETF, and then the last one here we have Lyft. We also have on our list right in here, so we'll get into the details of that one. NASDAQ gainers, TYME. I think we've seen this before, guys. Doesn't really trade very well. More of a low flow stock. Not really much going on in regards to volume. Up 24%, but this is just horrible pre-market activity. Compare this to like AMD, you can see the difference on how nasty this is. STMP. Oh, I remember STMP when they announced it. Oh, we had a lot of fun with STMP when they announced separation of the postal office. Man, that was great. So it looks like they're gapping up a bit today. This could be worth watching. Norm, any news on these guys?
Yeah, they had earnings, and this could be a nice, as Peter put it, short squeeze. See what it happens. It almost reminds me of Match yesterday. Stamps tend to move a little bit, or this stock tends to move a little bit erratically. I do remember that from when we traded it previously.
Yeah, definitely does not trade clean. Also, you could tell here on a regular basis, it's not a clean stock to trade. Today, obviously, they got some news going on, and even then, the pre-market activity is not all that great, right? Starting to get going here, but again, with this type of gap here, this is nice that we're breaking out of this. So it's good to watch. We'll keep an eye on this one. TLND.
It doesn't have a ton of volume yet, but it's almost a 40% short float with a 17 million share float. So
Yeah, that
Should
can
be.
that can shoot up pretty fast if it goes the right way. Next we have here TLND. So TLND is not much happening here, no activity. Luna, not much going on. OSS, nothing happening, guys. Again, just has some volume here. It is up 21%. I don't like this pre-market activity at the moment. Also, I don't like this daily chart. So let's see. Is it a low flow stock? Yeah, I figure it's a low flow stock. On days like this, guys, let's not even bother with this stuff. Yes, it's great if we can get here and get to $4-3 and make a grand or two, but why? Why risk that when you have these other nice stocks? We can trade consistent and have consistent results.
Yep.
Trading this, trading less risk, managing our risk properly. So Roku, we have DB, VT. This one we traded in the past. Today the pre-market activity is not looking all that great. Pretty flat at the moment. They are up 16%. Volume is not there yet, but we have traded this pretty nice in the past. So I'm not gonna look at this one, guys. Just we got a lot better stuff to look at than this one today. Next we have DERM, also one we traded in the past before, quite a bit actually. We have been trading this one quite a bit before. No volume today, so let's not even spend time on it. PTE, no volume. And GNLN, no volume neither, so garbage. Norm, what do you like today?
Oh man, I
Where
like
to
the list
start?
we've already gone over. Really, I like the list we've already gone over. Really, Apple had a nice bounce back yesterday in the afternoon. It's right just at 200 right now. So I mean, I'm not looking for big things out of that. Nvidia might be interesting today, and of course Roku, which we've already discussed.
Yep. How about Facebook? What do you think on these guys today?
Not a whole lot, frankly. This one mid 180s range on Facebook it turns out to be chop. It was in the past. It might. I mean, I'm looking if it goes up at some point here, might try to retest the moving averages up above it on the daily. You've got the 9 crossing over the 50 right at $190 or just under it right now. So
yeah,
we shall see.
All right, excellent, guys. All right, folks, let's see what you have. Just make sure it's not anything we have in here. Whatever we have in this list, we are going to go over again in details, find some levels, eliminate the weak. What do you guys have on your end that you like? So I am seeing VSI. So VSI right now has great volume, 3 million shares traded, but this looks more like it's setting up like a buyout, really. So it's not looking all that great at the moment. Is it a buyout, guys? Has huge block trades here, 3.1
Yes.
It is. All right. And
yeah, it's a potential sale, so
sales.
I would skip over that one.
Yeah, especially on a day like today. If our list was smaller, we needed help. Yeah, we could definitely watch it, but why bother? ACB here. ACB is one of those stocks. This is a pot stock as well, but I believe, right? Yeah. And this is one that also doesn't trade very clean. Out of all the pot stocks, I think CRON and also CGC are the cleanest one to trade. CGC also gapping up a bit, 3.3% this morning. Doesn't have quite have the volume, so I'm assuming all of them are in the same situation. Yeah, AP.
Yeah, these are all popping on sympathy move with Kronos, and frankly, like you said, Kronos trades better. It's got more volume. I wouldn't. If I was going to pick something, I would pick Kronos out of this group myself to trade.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so next we have WAB. So WAB here. WAB has some volume here, down 2%. I don't really like the daily chart too much. It just seems a little wacky here. It's had a couple of big days though. You can see it here and also yesterday. Gave me some back this morning, down 2%. So not a huge fan of it right now. Pre-market activity though does look great though. You know what, we can give it a shot. We can give it a shot. It's one more thing that's right on the fence, but I know in here we're gonna find some that are not great. We can remove those and hopefully keep this one. WW and NEPH. So WW, let's check that out. What is WW up to? Are we still rising here? So WW is pretty flat. We could get a continuation today. Yeah, but it's not really doing much at the moment for us to watch on our main list, right? Can this hit our scanners and become a great trade? Absolutely. It could be maybe like a ALLK. Was it that one that took off? Look at this last 3 days. Every day has had a great continuation. But again, we'll just wait for that to hit our scanners. ENPH has been nice to watch. This morning, again, not much activity, but I can see what you're looking at. It could be a great continuation day if it can get going here. So definitely keep an eye on that on the scanners. CIEN, not much going on right now, but guys, I love what you guys are bringing up. I love what you're seeing here. You're seeing the support coming up here, possible breakout if it can get above these moving averages, but just the volume for our main list is not there. But I see what you see in this one. INTC, I don't see much on this one right now. And it could be a stock that if it's not in play, it could be very choppy, guys. So be careful with this one. Right now, it's got some volume. It is down about 1.3, but we got a lot going on here that looks a lot better than this one. So you're going to have to be picky today because we have quite a bit. Take a look at Uber. What do we have on Uber here? So Uber is up 5.5. I like the bounce here on Uber as well. Volume starting to creep in. The pre-market activity not as clean as some of the stuff we have in here in our main list right now. We're about to chop up, but guys, definitely again, I don't like to trade recent IPOs, and then recent I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 months out. I like to wait a little bit more, but this one looks like it's ready to head higher if it can get above this level. Right where the price action is at, you can see there's a clear area of resistance and support. Right, you got resistance, support, so definitely keep an eye on it, but I'm not going to add it to our list just yet. LITE's got just cracking over $100 and should be in our gappers list now. What do we have here? So daily's okay. Well, I got a nice little pop here, 8.3. Pre-market activity just starting to get going, so not great, probably because the volume is not there. But we have way too many, guys. So you know what? I'll throw it on here, and we'll see if we can get something out of that. I'll do a few more, guys, and then we'll have to get into our news, our announcements, and then we'll get into some support and resistance. STNE, guys, no volume on a day like today. You don't want to watch this one on your main list unless you're expecting something that to happen or you've been watching it closely. Z has a nice drop here, guys. Doesn't have great volume just yet, down 14%. I do like this drop here. I like that. So let's keep this in mind. If we get rid of something, we can bring that back. But
keeping one thing on Z, just you got to watch out on Z. The float is well, no, excuse me, I'm out of my mind, but it's got a decent sized ATR 192. Yeah, so it's kind of big for the $40 stock. It moves like crazy sometimes. It's kind of it moves like a low float stock a lot of times.
Yeah, see, so something like that, you might want to skip on that and watch something that's a little more stable. KHC we do have, guys, as that one is on here, so we'll get into that one in a second. CAH, and we'll do two more as we approach 9 a.m. CAH, yeah, not much activity right now, guys, not much volume. LIF we have, guys, so yeah, LIF is on here, and then CNVA, let's take a look at that one. CVAN. Oops, here we go. CVAN. So this one, I like the daily. The daily, even though it looks a little crazy, it does have a nice area of support. You can see here has been bouncing off. So today is gapping up 19.1, but the volume is not there though, right? So I'm gonna watch something that's gapping up and has volume right now because I know if people are watching it. This one right now, the volume is not interesting at the moment. All right, yes.
Carvana, it has a 49% short float too. Just a note on that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to expand this over here, right? Start expanding our watch list. All right, guys, let's get into some announcements, and then we'll carve this a little better and pick some top 6 out of this. Norm, what do we have?
I'm gonna fly through this because you're drawing levels for apparently every stock in the S&P 500 this morning. Couple of things. Trade Ideas, a few more days left to do their test drive. They do it a few times a year. You get 5 days for $8.99. If you've done it in the past, you can still do it again. So I believe this runs until August 14th. You can take advantage of that. Great way to test it out. Before I had Trade Ideas, I did that a few times. BBT has been nominated for Financial Literacy Tool on the Benzinga FinTech Awards. You can vote one time per device per day. The link is in the alerts above, and maybe you'll be able to post it into the YouTube as well if you enjoy our content. We appreciate a thumbs up for you by voting there. Next Lifetime webinar is tonight at, and I just saw the date and remembered it's my mother's birthday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So the forum is still up. Please post your questions. Usually we lock the forum about noon or so just so it doesn't get overloaded that day. So check in there this morning. And then next week, August 13th, 8 p.m. Eastern, Ask Me Anything with William and the guest speaker, Jeremy Newsom from Real Life Trading. He recently did an interview with him on our YouTube channel, and it got a lot of love. So we're going to do an Ask Me Anything with him on YouTube and Facebook Live. I believe that is it, Carlos. Just two of the normal things. If you're on YouTube watching us and you'd like to try out the room where we trade live all day with moderators, obviously Andrew comes on at the open. Brian with not only his day trading in the morning, but then swing trade talk that he does a couple of times a week. Myself, Eamon, Peter, Kurt's fireside chat, all that. You can try us out for a discount. Use the promo code premarket24, no spaces, premarket, and the numbers 24. That's all I got.
All right, excellent, guys. So we are going to get on this list here. First, I'm just going to go through them, and we're going to get rid of some that are not looking great, and then we'll do the levels. This way we can save a little time and not rush so much. So Roku, we like the volume, we like the how it's popping up, so we'll keep this one. HUN at the moment doesn't look too interesting volume wise, so we're going to remove this one. I like that it's up 16%, 268, but the pre-market activity is just not there, so let's get rid of that one today. Symantec, this is one that is 50-50. You never know what you're going to get out of it, but we'll watch it. It is up 11.2. We can play both ways, short and long. Volume is coming in at 254, and pre-market activity is not that bad, but if you look at HUN, that pre-market activity is horrible, so I'd rather keep this one opposed to HUN. Lyft, we can do some levels on. I might not personally watch it, but I definitely want to do some levels on Lyft. It has a good pre-market activity, up 8%, so that's looking nice. CORN also is looking good. We'll keep that one. AMD is active. Yeah, let's keep AMD. That's active. We'll go through it. Oh man, KHC also looking nice now with this big drop. Look at the volume coming in. We'll keep that. WMGI. All right, so this is one that I might drop off just because I don't have no space to keep this on here, right? It's just way too many stocks to watch. So remove this one. GWH. This is one that I'm not sure about. These a lower price stock, also lower float at 29, I believe is what we said, right? So I'm just gonna remove this one too, guys. I like that it's down 24.4. Man, that's nice. I'll keep it. Hold on. All right, so GDOT down 46. Stamps is also looking good. I'm gonna have a hard time today, looks like. WAB, we just have to remove this one here. So I'm gonna remove this one, and we have Apple. Apple looks interesting breaking out, so I'll keep Apple out of norm top 4. And although Nvidia is looking great as well, but we'll keep Apple. Facebook not doing much, but if it breaks out of here, it can also be interesting. So we'll remove this one for now. LITE. The volume is not too exciting right now, so we're going to remove this one. Just got to make this list a little smaller. All right, perfect. So we have about 10 or so. Let's get into these. So Roku, high of the pre-market sitting at 119.29, guys. Let's mark that down. Low of the pre-market sitting at around 112.32. So this is good. You can see how that used to be previous resistance here, and also here when it tried to break out last time. Towards the top, obviously all-time high, nothing else up here. So look out for that 120, 121, 120. 50-ish, those areas you're going to have some loss of momentum at least. Towards the bottom, I'm going to mark down 115. Why? You don't have any more levels up here, right? There's nothing else. This was the last all-time high. But you can see this 115 is going to be an area where you can possibly have some support and resistance just because it's a whole dollar and people don't have anything else to follow. And you can see already in the post-market last night and actually this morning, you can see how that 115 has had some action already every time it hits that. So mark that down. Towards the bottom, it looks like around right in here. I'm trying to pick the best one. Yeah, right in here, 107 looks like a good area. You have several days opening and closing around that area, and you also have this pop here that couldn't break out before it came back down. Then below that, you have all the moving averages that we left the last couple of days. So Roku is great. Good pre-market activity on Roku, guys. It looks very good. Symantec this morning, pre-market activity not looking great. We'll do some levels for it. We might not keep it as our main watch list. 23.20 high of the pre-market, 22.51 low of the pre-market. So let's look at what we can get here if we can break out of this. We have 23.64, Towards the bottom, we do have this area right in here. I'll tell you now why I like this level, 22.11. As you can see here, you have several days just consolidating really just on that 22.11, opening and closing around that area. Then you have a nice bounce from here, and also another hesitation move around that 22.11. And also, usually when you break a level, you come back and test it. You can see these days don't quite get to it, but you can see them trying to reach for this 22.11 before they continue on their downtrend. So I think these are good enough levels for Symantec today. Might not be the one we keep just based on this pre-market activity. So we'll see what we can get out of that. So here we have Lyft. Lyft has a great pre-market activity right now. Very nice, very active. 369,000 shares traded so far. Low of the pre-market 63.59, and the high we have 65.42. This level here, it looks like we placed it when we were around here. I'm gonna move it to a better location now. I'm going to bring it up to this day here. So every time you move towards your right on your chart, you want to find the most recent levels closer to your price action that make more sense. This 62.72, clearly a level of resistance. Look at this beautiful candle here, just getting to that level and selling right back down. And then above that, you have the 68.35. Towards the bottom, below the pre-market, 63.59. You do have some moving averages around this area here. So I'm going to mark down this moving average. I think you have about two there, probably the 20 and the 9. 62.15 looks like a good area to have. And then below that, you have all these levels here. Don't need to add anymore. Me personally, I don't like the way Lyft trades, so I'm going to take it off today off my list. I like other ones that we have on our chart this morning. CORN also has a very active pre-market, 801,000 shares traded so far. High of the pre-market sitting at 1580. You see how that 1580 is coming up as support and resistance on several days on here. Drawing this blue line, you can clearly see that on there. So that 1579 is going to be important to break out of if we want to head higher. And then towards the top, you have a level right over here at 1645, and another one very clean at 1686. Now towards the bottom, you got a moving average, which I like. I like this moving average here around 15, and also besides the moving average being here 1509, you also have several days using that as support, right? Support and also resistance. So several days on there using that 1509. If it loses that, then you have your low of your pre-market, previous day close, more moving averages coming in towards that 1443, which is your previous day close. So I do like Cron at the moment. I'm going to keep that one. AMD is just very active, guys. Looks like it wants to break the high of the pre-market, sitting at 31.23 right now. We'll mark that down. Above that, we have another level sitting at 32.34. You can see how that 32.34 also has some areas of importance here, support and resistance, so that's good. Towards the bottom, I know AMD doesn't move much, so I want to keep these levels a little bit closer. You have your low of your pre-market at 30.12. In between here, I do like this level here. I like this 30.72 because you have an area here. Once we broke out of it, right, it came back down and tested this area at 30.72, so I like that. And then towards the top, just because I know AMD doesn't move much, if you get 40 cents out of AMD, you should be very, very happy. I'm going to mark down 31.76 because you have an area here of support as well. So that's AMD for us, guys. Very active pre-market activity, some good volume, 2.6 million shares traded so far, and it looks like it's ready to crack this 31.23. KHC, guys, wow, this is really, really nice. Probably going to go on short selling restrictions. It blew through our 27.42 level we had earlier. So now I'm going to mark down 27.01 based on this. I want to mark down the low of the pre-market, but it looks like it's going to keep leaving us here. So let's go back and see what do we have down here for KHC. Are we at all-time low? Oh, yes, we are. Man, this just, whoops, bring this back down. Here we go. This became very, very interesting. Look at the drop now here once we're losing this 27.01. Yeah, this is going to be fun to watch today, guys. So at the moment, it just keeps dropping. So we'll come back and mark the low of the pre-market at another time. If we get towards the top, if we can bounce back, you have another area of support and resistance right around 28.23. Does not look like we want to head in that direction anytime soon, though. CWH. CWH not looking too great here, guys. Low of the pre-market sitting at 723, 720 to be exact. High of the pre-market 927. And then towards the top, what do we have here on CHW? Let's look at the weekly Are we at all-time low? Also becomes even more interesting. Yes, we are. So this is all-time low as well. That's 720. But the pre-market activity is not that exciting, guys. It's not moving much. Again, it's got some volume, but it's not as active like a KHC is this morning. Look how beautiful this 5-minute looks. Looks like the stock is actually, the market is actually open. So on the fence on this one might not make the cut. GDOT low of the pre-market sitting at 24.40. So I'm gonna mark that down. High of the pre-market 29.99. Let's get back and see what we have here. All-time low as well. This one is down quite a bit, guys. This is down 47%, almost reaching 50. Going back to September, December area around 2017, 2016. We do have some areas here of support and resistance. So I like this one right over here at a 23. You can clearly see the resistance, the support, then the takeoff towards the top. We also have this nice level here at a 25.42. Gonna mark those down. Just one more towards the bottom because I'm a little short bias on this one, the way it's selling off. But again, 23.04. And then one more towards the top just to be prepared on anything that can happen here. This one's actually moving very wild this morning. 26.32. You can see an area of support once we broke out above that, and then this takeoff. So that's what we have right now on GDOT. Again, I'm liking the pre-market activity at the moment. It is down 47%, so I think this will be nice to watch. Stamp is taking off, but the pre-market activity is not great on Stamp, guys. It does have some very low volume here, so it does have some nice candles, a nice flow, nice uptrend here. But again, a nice pop 24, but not really anything exciting. So let's get some levels for it, but we might drop this one off just because the volume is not there. We got to be picky on a day like today. High of the pre-market 81.10, low of the pre-market 52.60, and we're stuck within this gap here. Let's see what we have. Going back, all right, so going back 2015-ish area here, yeah, 2015 December, February, we do have an area here at 51.15 and another one right over here at a 48.56 towards the bottom, so that's plenty. Now towards the top of the pre-market of the price action, we do have this previous gap going back to some time at 63.95, but you also have an even much better level here at 60.31. So you see these spikes here trying to get above that, and every time it hits that 60.31, sells right back down. And one more, because here's where the price action is now, 57.49. I want something close. This 55.22 also looks nice. You can see where you have this bouncing back and forth between that 55.52 and the 57.98, which is very close to our high of the pre-market this morning. So that is Stamp, but the pre-market activity not looking all that great, so I might scrap this one. Apple this morning looks like it wants to break out, guys, so this is definitely one to watch today. High of the pre-market sitting at 288. Looks like it might not last for long as it continues to push higher here, and then you have a level right in this area here around 204.50. Again, that's a stretch. That's $4 move from where the price action is now. Be on the lookout for these type of moving average around 202.50. So I'm actually going to mark that down, 202.50, because you do have some areas of some moving averages in there and also some areas of support and resistance around these couple of days ago. So that is Apple, guys. Let's go over this list and make it a little smaller. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Way too many. So, all right. So Roku is good. We like that one. Semantics, I'm on the fence. CRON, I like. AMD is looking great, man. This thing looks like it wants to break out. KHC is looking very, very nice, guys. So it looks like here we found some type of bottom. So now let's mark down 26.38 is the low of the pre-market. Let's mark that down. Again, guys, this is very looking very weak, but don't be short biased. Wait for the setup to show up. CWH, yeah, I'm gonna take off CWH, guys. As much as I love that this is down 26.8, the pre-market activity compared to everything else we have is looking a lot better. Like, look at this pre-market on GDOT, right? This is a nice pre-market action. Stamp is not looking all that great. Might be the next one I take off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need at least 2 more to take off from here. You know what I'll do, guys? I'm not gonna push it right now. I'm gonna wait to see how these develops. But GDOT I like. Stamp might be the one I take off. Just the volume is not there. You know what? I'm gonna take off Stamp. right now. And then Symantec is starting to get a little active, so I'm going to let that play out. CRON, AMD looks good. KHC looks amazing. GDOT looks great. Hopefully continues to get better. And Apple looks good as well. All right, folks, so this is what we have. Anything we missed?
Carlos, I'm going to watch AMC. It doesn't have the best pre-market action, but I like it's got a large short float. It's gapping up, so it might be interesting. It's kind of iffy, but
yeah, AMC. Where's it going on? Here we go, AMC. All right, so AMC is
pre-market a little bit better.
yeah. We'll keep it on here. There's definitely a lot of possibles today. If you look at the list that we cut, some of the stuff we cut on a regular day will be our main watch list. So that kind of tells you gotta be picky because you just can't watch everything. And on a day like today, do not jump from stock to stock to stock because trust me, you will get a bad entry and you will pay the price. So if someone takes a trade in a stock that you are not watching, that's okay. Focus on what you're watching. You just can't watch everything, and you are going to miss moves in this type of business. It's just part of the nature of it. Someone mentioned ALK. Just want to take a look at it. Yeah, it doesn't have much going on right now, guys, but it's been having some huge three couple of days, right? So it can get a continuation today, but I'm going to watch the stuff that has some nice volume. Right now, this one only has 3,000 shares traded, so not much going on there. And then over ATL, what do we have on ATL? Oh, is that the state or is that Atlanta?
I think that's hot. I think they're talking about Hotlanta.
Okay. All right. Cool. ATL is amazing. All right, guys. So this is what we have. Thank you guys for joining us on YouTube. Make sure to comment, give us a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, definitely reach out to us at bearbootraders.com. Go there. You can find all our contact information. We love suggestions. We love to hear how we can make this show better. On days like this, we tend to go a little fast, but I guarantee you, if you're new to the show, the more you watch this every day, it'll become routine because we keep the same rundown every morning. Gappers list. Well, actually, what happened the day before? News, Gappers list, NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers, announcements, and then we go into both chats on what you guys are watching. So it becomes routine, just like trading. What becomes routine, you can improve on. You get better and better and better. So take care, guys. Have a great day and trade safe.
Yeah. And if you enjoy it, subscribe. That doesn't do a whole lot. Hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified whenever we come on with the pre-market show. Trade safe. Thanks for joining us, and have a good day, guys.